Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Divalog. Today's video is in collaboration with MACxShreyaJain to showcase my collaboration with MACxShreyaJain. I have created 3 limited edition festive kits with MACxShreyaJain that are now available in stores in India and internationally. They're also available on online platforms like Nykaa, Myntra, Purple and Shopperstop. So I cannot wait for you guys to grab them and just create beautiful looks with them. For today's look, I'm going to be using Laal Ishq, which is a beautiful kit. This retails for rupees 1800 and inside you get a Ruby Woo, which is an iconic MAC shade, and you also get a mini fix plus, and this retails for rupees 1800 only, so it's super value and I just love this kit so much. So we're going to be recreating the look that we have right here, which I think is perfect not only for the festive season but also specifically for Karwachauth because it's long lasting, it's lightweight on the skin and has that red bright lip. And I also want to quickly mention that this is going to be a one-time tutorial, so I'm going to be using only MAC Cosmetics. So yes, if you want to know how I got this look, then please keep on watching. To start things off, I'm going to pick up my kit and I'm going to take out the Fix Plus from it and I'm going to spritz it all over my face. Fix Plus is a great way to prep your base and just make sure that your foundation goes on top really smoothly and really nicely. You can apply it under or over makeup and it gives your skin that beautiful glow from within. So I'm just going to spray it all over my face and let my skin drink all of that up. I love how my skin is already looking so healthy and so glowy, but I'm going to build upon it because I feel like a nice glowy healthy base is unparalleled and no matter what you do on top of it, it will always look nice. So I'm going to take the Studio Moisture Cream from MAC and I'm just going to apply a little bit of it all over my face. This would again just add extra hydration to my skin and just make it look a little bit more healthy. So I'm just dotting this all over my face and then I'm going to slightly first spread it all over and then pat it into my skin so that it's all nicely absorbed by my skin. And the last thing to prep our skin completely for the makeup that we're going to be putting on, I'm going to be using Prep and Prime from MAC. If you are going to be fasting, you will be having a slightly longer day and you don't want to keep on touching up on your face. So a nice skin prep would ensure that your makeup stays in place all day long. So I'm just taking a little bit of that. I'm going to start from the centers of my face to ensure that the centers stay put and stay just, completely there till the end of the day. And then I'm going to work it outside and obviously I'm going to pat a little of this in too. Now that my face is completely prepped and ready to go, I'm going to move on to my foundation. I'm taking my Studio Fix Fluid, one of my favorite foundations. I've talked about this so many times. I'm in the shade NC30. I'm going to take a little bit of this foundation because you don't need a lot with it. It has really good coverage and does spread really well too. So I'm taking a very small amount and what I'm going to do is first I'm just going to apply it, warm it up actually on the back of my palm and spread it across my face. This is slightly warmer than what I am right now because I was supposed to be tan at this point of time, but we are just inside and this is slightly warm, but I like that. I love my foundation to be slightly warm. And then I'm just going to start blending this out with the help of a foundation brush. And because our skin is so well prepped underneath, this foundation is spreading out like a dream. It anyway does spread out like a dream, but the prep really helps it go extra mile. I'm using a very thin layer. We are not going for like a heavy cakey layer. Again, if you are going to be wearing this all throughout the day, I would suggest you go with a thin layer so that it's a longer lasting. Thicker layer tends to crease quicker, just melt down quicker. So thinner layers is the way to go. With whatever's remaining on my brush, I'm just going to apply it on top of my eyes just to get a nice even layer and base for my eyeshadow. We're not going to be going crazy with our eyeshadow, so just a little bit of foundation to do the job too. Moving on to concealer, I'm going to be using my Studio Fix concealer. This is in the shade NW40. So it has a little bit of peachy undertone to it. So it does color correct a little bit, which is amazing because, my dark circles haven't been the best. So I'm just applying a little bit on my inner corners. Again, thin layers is the key. Just a little bit on my inner corners, a tiny dash across the outer corners, around my mouth because I do have pigmentation around my mouth like most women do. And also down the bridge of my nose. This is not particularly for highlighting or anything, but just to get an evenness out there, and also on my chin. So we are going to be applying it all on those areas, and then using a concealer brush I'm going to start blending all of it out. I'm not going to spread it out too much. I'm just going to keep it where it is just to make sure that all of the color correction that I need from this concealer happens in those particular areas. Now if you have like really deep dark circles, then you might need a little bit of color corrections. If you have just normal dark circles like everyone does, a little bit of peach in your concealer should do the job for you. You don't need to go and load up on color correctors and then set it or anything of that sort. You just need a little bit of peach in your concealer and you're good to go. See how that covers up all of the darkness I had around my eyes? Gonna love a good peach undertone concealer. Time to set all of this in place again because you want it to be rather long lasting. I'm going to use my Studio Fix powder. This is amazing, you guys. I've hit pan and that says a lot because I don't use a lot of powder. I'm from the dry skin type. I use very sparingly and yet I've hit pan. So I'm just going to be putting this powder across my under eyes because I want to set them in place and also around my mouth. Now, if you don't want to apply a foundation and you don't want to go through all of that, you can definitely just use this powder and apply it all over your face because it does have a really good amount of coverage. Again, I'm in the shade NC30, so that's a shade reference for you guys, but I'm just going to be applying it on these 3 areas and that is it. I don't set the rest of my face. I just like to keep it that way. For my blush, I'm going to go the nude route. I'm going to be using Mocha from MAC. I love how beautiful this blush is. Has a little bit of pink, a little bit of brown, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shade. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of it on the tops of my cheeks and I'm going to push it back. Today I'm not doing bronzing or contouring. I'm going to keep it pretty light and pretty easy. So we are doing like really small steps, not a lot of steps, just keeping it very, very simple yet glam and very just you know, nice and festive. So I'm just going to apply this blush just to get a little bit of color across my cheeks. I don't want to go overboard with this and that's why I'm building it up. You want to take it step by step. You don't want to go in with a lot and then having to balance it out. Just go a tiny bit by tiny bit. It's time to highlight my face up and I'm going to be using Soft and Gentle from MAC, which is a cult favorite. Now, I remember telling you guys that this does not suit my skin tone so much when I am not tanned, but I was using a lot of it. I have recently started just playing it a little slow with my highlighters and I've seen that this actually looks pretty beautiful. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that highlighter, not a lot. A lot would look a little too yellow on me. So I'm picking up a very, very tiny amount and I'm just placing it on the tops of my cheeks. I'm going to push it back towards my brows. This way you would glow whenever light hits your face and it won't look like a stripe of highlighter, and that's what I've been loving doing. Doing the same thing on the other side. Then I'm going to apply a little bit on the tip of my nose and down the bridge of my nose to make an exclamation mark of sorts. I'm also going to highlight my Cupid's bow because we are going to be really emphasizing our lips, so you want that highlighter there. And then just a little dust all over my forehead. Not a lot, just a little bit of that highlighter all over my forehead. At this point, I'm going to go back in with my Fix Plus and give my skin another nice spritz, a little shower of sorts, just to make sure everything meshes in well together. The base is looking all nice and good, so let's move on to the eyes. They're going to be really quick but extremely glam. So I'm going to start off by doing my eyebrows. I'm using my MAC Brow Styler in the shade Spiked. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spoolie my brows out. This would just ensure that I don't have any clumps of foundation or powder or anything of that sort in there. And it would also give me a clearer idea of where all I need to fill in and work on my brows. And once I've spoolied them out, I will move on to the pencil side of things. I'm going to start filling them in very, very gently. So I'm going to start from the bottom part. I'm going to draw sort of like a line and I'm going to do the same on the top part so that I have a clearer idea of where all I need to fill in, and then I'm going to go in the direction of the hair growth and just mimic the hair strokes. I'm going in with a very light hand and I love this pencil. I have finished this pencil and I've showed it in my empties too. What I like to do is that I like to go back and forth with my spoolie and my pencil just to ensure that I don't have any clumps of color anywhere and it all looks nice and seamless. The eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using today is from the Art Library collection by MAC in the shade Flamboyant or Flame-Boyant, and this is what the shades look like. They have a beautiful selection of neutrals, reds and goldens, perfect for the festive season. I'm going to start off by picking up this beautiful mid-tone brown, matte brown with the help of a fluffier brush. I'm going to coat my brush all over to get a nice and even layer, and then I'm going to dust off the excess and make sure there are no creases on my eyelid. I'm going to start placing this in my crease. I'm going to go in circular motions to ensure that the color is nice and diffused and is blended out towards the brow. So I'm just going in with gentle circular motions. You can always build up a color and it's better to go with a little color at a time. I'm also going to extend it out a little in V shape just to get a little nice lift to my eye. While we're at it, I'm also going to wrap my lower lash line with this color just to get a little bit of definition on my lower lash line. Now that our crease is nicely laid down and blended, it's time to glam things up. I'm going to pick up this beautiful matte red shade with the help of a pencil brush. And again, I'm just coating my brush all over to get a nice and even layer. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to place it in the outer corners in a V. So I'm just placing it right here and then in the V. Again, I'm starting with very small amount of color because this red can be quite intimidating and you want to see where you want to stop at. So I'm just placing a little bit of color right here. And I'm also going to place a little bit on my lower lash line just to make it all cohesive, and I'm going to pull it out a little again to get that lift in my eye. Going back in with the first brush that I use, and I'm just gonna blend out my red with my brown to make sure it has a nice ombre to it and there's no harsh edges or line between them. I'm gonna take the brush with which I blended out my concealer, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go underneath my eyeshadow and just clean it up a little bit just to give a cleaner edge to my eye look and make it more lifted, because I really want that nice and lifted eye look today. For my last shade, I'm going to pick up this beautiful pearl white shade from right here, which has a golden reflex to it, so it's beautiful. I'm going to place it in my inner corners first, so I want it most concentrated on my inner corners. So we're going a little heavier handed on the inner corners, and then I'm going to dust off the excess, and with whatever's remaining, I'm just going to dust it all over my eyes with a very light hand. I don't want a lot of eyeshadow on my lid area. I just want it to look like my highlight is going towards my eye, and I'm just going to blend it back into the brown and the red that we've applied and ensure that my crease is blended out too. It's time to put some mascara on. I'm going to be using Extended Play Perm Me Up Mascara because this is super curling and volumizing as well. So I am just going to be applying it on my top and bottom lashes just to get a strong lash game going on. Now this look doesn't require false lashes. We used very minimal false lashes for this shoot. I'm going to pop on very natural looking ones, but you can definitely do without them. I'm going to show you what it's going to look without the false lashes as well. So I'm just prepping up my lashes right now. So this is what my eye makeup looks like without any false lashes. I feel like it looks pretty damn good. False lashes are not a need but a want, and if you're comfortable with it, you can definitely go ahead with it. I just like to pop on some false lashes even if they're like super natural, but I just wanted to show you that even without false lashes, this looks pretty good. The lashes that I'm going to be using today are B18 by MAC. They're pretty natural, pretty fluttery, and I really like them. So I'm going to quickly pop these on and I'll be right back. Alrighty, the lashes are on, which means we are left for the last step, for which I'm going to go back into my kit and I'm going to pick Ruby Woo, which is an iconic red color. It's just so beautiful. It suits anyone and everyone, and it's a matte color, so it's supremely long lasting, and hence it's perfect for the festive time. This is what it looks like. You can definitely prep up your lips with a lip primer, a lip balm, or a lip liner, whatever you prefer. I'm going to do one of my favorite tricks. I'm going to pick up this lipstick with a lip brush, and because it's a matte, super long lasting lipstick, I'm going to use it as my lip liner too. This would give me clean edges on my lips and the lipstick won't bleed whatsoever. You can only do this trick with a matte lipstick. Please don't do this with a satin or a glossy lipstick because it would bleed everywhere. So I'm just lining my lips, and then using the bullet directly, I'm going to fill into my lips just to make sure I have that nice, beautiful red center stage lip color going on. And yes, with that we finished the Laal Ishq look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this tutorial, and I hope you will check out the kits. Do let me know if you'd like to see recreation of the other two kits, because I would love to do it for you guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Till then, take care. Mwah. Bye.